I'm going to show you a quick and simple way to get your Fiddle Leaf Fig to have a thick trunk. This method applies to any kind of ficus, and it really applies to any kind of tree that you might have. Having a nice thick trunk is important, especially when you want to make sure that you can support that nice upward growth that I know your Fiddle Leaf Fig or any kind of plant is going to have. Now, I think the number one mistake that people make when trying to grow these plants is they try to give them a stake. A stake is the worst thing that you can do for your Fiddle Leaf Fig. So here we have a Fiddle Leaf Fig, and as you can see, it's windy outside, which is absolutely perfect for this demonstration. This Fiddle Leaf Fig has a good sized trunk, and it also has some branching. Ignore the scorched leaves. I've talked about that in some of my other videos. Now, the reason why this Fiddle Leaf Fig has such a thick trunk is because I placed this Fiddle Leaf Fig outside. While this Fiddle Leaf Fig is outside, the wind, which you can hear behind me, is actually encouraging this Fiddle Leaf Fig branch to naturally move. By having this Fiddle Leaf Fig trunk move, that is what's giving it the nice thick trunk. There's no stake whatsoever. If you have a stake in your plant, what you're actually doing is you're preventing the plant from having the movement that it would have if it were outside. Instead, what happens is, as a singular unit, so you can see that this has some flex in it, but if you stake it, what's happening is your whole plant is actually swaying from side to side, as opposed to it kind of having this wave-like structure. That's the best way I can really explain it to you. So by having your plant outside, that is how you get this thick trunk. Now, you might say, hey, Brad, I don't want to put my plant outside because if I do, well, I'm gonna get messed up leaves like you. So what are the alternative methods I can use? If you like videos like this and want to continue to see more videos about houseplant tips and tricks, please consider subscribing to the channel as we march towards 1.2 thousand subscribers. It's totally free and would mean a lot. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to talking about this thick trunk. The quick alternative method that you can use is by simply shaking the tree yourself. Grab a nice spot on your trunk and just shake. You want to do this a couple of minutes a day, and that will encourage your trunk to have a nice thick structure. I lost a leaf. That's okay, because I'm getting some good upward growth. Anyway, so you want to encourage that thick trunk by shaking. Here's a ficus moonshine that I got late last year. Now, this is being placed outside, obviously, and I'm showing you this because when I first got my Fiddle Leaf Figs, this is roughly the size that the trunk was. It was very not thick. Now, if I place this trunk against my Fiddle Leaf Fig, you can just see the size difference. Now, I'm expecting that my Fiddle Leaf Fig will also get much thicker this growing season as well, because again, I'm just putting it outside and I'm keeping it outside, and that's just how you get that thick structure over time. One of the things that you also need to make sure that you're doing, not only are you shaking your tree, but you're also feeding your tree. By feeding your tree, you're encouraging this woodiness to occur, and without the nutrients that your plant would get from the fertilizer that you would give it, a 3:1:2 NPK ratio fertilizer, mind you, you're not going to have this barked over trunk. Another benefit to getting this nice big structure, thick structure, is it encourages additional branching on your Fiddle Leaf Fig. Your Fiddle Leaf Fig is not going to branch out, at least not readily, unless it believes that it can support the branching that your Fiddle Leaf Fig wants to do. As you can see, I have multiple branches on this Fiddle Leaf Fig, and it's because of the fact that I have this nice thick structure. I also have additional branches that want to push out, and they will push out in time. You also will notice that these branches that have popped out, they're on the thinner side, but just like with the trunk, the main trunk, these two will also get thicker as movement occurs. Right now, you can see how much flex they have, and in time, like I said, they will ultimately be just as thick as this if I allow the tree to continue to mature and continue to grow bigger and bigger. Trust me on this, if you want to get a nice thick structure on your Fiddle Leaf Fig, just make sure that you give it movement. That movement alone is enough to encourage your Fiddle Leaf Fig to become nice and hefty. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, and also please consider giving this video a nice big thumbs up. Again, my name is Brad. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.